it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. As you can see by the topic, our reading today is all about a mystery topic. So pretty much we have 6 readings for you guys to choose from, and I have my handy dandy bowl here with a bunch of different topic ideas. So once we get into each group, we will choose a topic from that bowl, and I have no idea what it's going to be, so that's why it's a mystery topic, because each group is going to have a random reading, and we'll just see what spirit wants to talk to you about today. And also keep in mind, since the readings are random, you know, if we get into it and it really doesn't resonate with what's going on in your life right now, that's totally okay. There's many groups, so, you know, definitely feel free to choose as many as you would like, because, you know, I feel like sometimes with like mystery topics, sometimes like we're drawn to a group, but it doesn't really resonate with us, and that's okay because we don't know what we're getting into. So yeah, feel free to watch as many as you would like, and if something doesn't resonate, you know, don't force it. But yeah, we have 6 groups to choose from. I will explain everything else once we get into the groups, so let me go ahead and show you your options up close one by one. Each group has a different tarot deck, has a different crystal, and has a different card associated with it, so there are like many ways for you to feel drawn to a group. Group 1, this is the Antique Anatomy Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this Shiva Lingam stone. And your random card is the King of Elixirs, which is the King of Cups. Group 2, this is the Cat Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this Amethyst Point. And your random card is the Chariot. Group 3, this is a pink traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this Rose Quartz Pendant. And your random card is the Hanged Man, with the keywords pause, surrender, letting go, new perspectives, enlightenment, viewing things different than before, deep insight, sacrifice, change, and release. Group 4, this is the Desert Illumination Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this red jasper. And your random card is the Star. Group 5, this is the Gilded Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this dark blue obsidian. And your random card is the Two of Cups. Group 6, this is the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this lemon green onyx. And your random card is the Ten of Cups, with the keywords happiness, homecomings, fulfillment, emotional stability, security, and domestic harmony. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Take all the time you need to pick a group, and like I said, you can watch as many as you would like. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this King of Cups, which says the King of Elixirs in the Antique Anatomy Tarot with the Shiva Lingam crystal, well, Shiva Lingam stone, I keep wanting to call it a crystal. This is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here on YouTube. Thank you for all of your support. I think today I'm gonna set the crystals over here. Okay, I think that's fine, right? I don't want it to be in the shadow. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here, like I said. So if you've never been here for a mystery topic, like I said, we basically go in here and pick a random topic, and we see what does spirit want to talk to you about today. So before we do this, actually, yeah, I'll set it over here. I actually have some astro dice, which I've had for a very long time, but I don't really use them, but I'm going to start using them. So let's go ahead and get a specific message for group 1 here through the astro dice. So spirit, is there anything you want to say to group 1? Okay. I'm gonna have to double check what that is. I think that's Mars. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have Virgo. And then we have the 9th house. Okay, so somebody could have Virgo in their 9th house. I have the little card here. Let me check to make sure I'm looking at the Oh no, it's Venus. I always get Venus and Mars mixed up. I don't know why. Okay, so this is Venus. We have Venus, Virgo, and the ninth house. So for some of you, you could have Venus in the ninth house. You could have Virgo in the ninth house. You could have Venus in Virgo. The ninth house is Sagittarius energy, actually. So the ninth house is Jupiter and Sagittarius. So some of you could have Venus in Sagittarius. Oh, that's interesting. Venus in the ninth house is a very interesting energy because the ninth house, it's about expansion. It's Jupiter, it's Sagittarius. It's like it's constantly evolving, and it's an energy where you can't really put it in a box. You can't put it in one confined space because it is so expansive. And Sagittarius is also about travel. So the ninth house is a very fun, uplifting, energetic, fiery energy. It's about travel, it's about exploration, it's about adventure. You know, it's a very like lively, uplifting kind of an energy. And it's interesting we have Virgo here too. Some of you could actually have Virgo in the ninth house, or you could have a Virgo north node. Like your north node could be in your ninth house. I know that's so specific, but I was just thinking about your north node for some of you. The North Node has been coming up a lot today, so that could be significant for some of you. But okay, so for Venus to come out here, this is definitely making me think of the Empress, because the Empress is Venus, which is Taurus and Libra energy. So any of those could resonate with you, but I'm really thinking about the Empress. I feel like you're in a stage in your life right now, group one, to where you know like exactly what you want, or you know exactly the life that you are living. Because if you are in the Empress energy, you know, you are extremely evolved. You're kind of sitting at the most evolved version of yourself right now. And I feel like it's like things are finally making sense, or things like you finally understand what's happening, where you're going. You finally like feel comfortable in your body, or you feel comfortable in your immediate environment. There's a lot of luxury here because when you know what you want, you know, there's a lot of self-assurance that is involved with that. So it feels like you're very strong as a person. You're very strong with who you are, what you want. So with the Empress in general, I'm getting a very good and healthy energy for group one, which is amazing. And again, I think you've healed a lot, or you've evolved a lot to get to that Empress energy. Now, Venus is also seventh house energy. So Venus is about partnerships and relationships as well. So for some of you with Virgo here, you could be ready to like settle down, or you could be ready for a real relationship, or something that's more long-term, something that's more concrete. Or it's like maybe you're in a good place in life to where you are willing to like put in the work for a real relationship, and maybe you're looking for that kind of a relationship here. But the ninth house energy is like so specific. For some of you, if this has nothing to do with relationships or love in your life right now, this could be that like you have a really good vision on what you want your future to look like, and maybe it's like not traditional, you know, whether it's a relationship or just your future in general. The ninth house, like, it does not make me think of tradition, because if we were talking about tradition, we would talk about the fourth house, because that's like your traditional family, your traditional marriage, your traditional home life. But the ninth house is kind of the opposite of tradition, because we're doing whatever we want to do. So it feels like maybe you know what you want to do in your future, and it's not traditional. You're kind of like molding your own path in a way, or you're looking for a relationship that is not your traditional relationship. So there's something here about like evolving and becoming a really good version of yourself. There's also something here about relationships, and maybe with the ninth house, which talks about travel and new experiences and adventure, it's like maybe there's something about like a non-traditional relationship that you are seeking, or you have just realized that your future is non-traditional. You don't want to be living a traditional life. I know that's a lot that's coming through with that, but let's move that over. Oh, where did you go? What the heck? Okay, there it is. Okay, now that doesn't really have to resonate with you. You can kind of just take it. I just thought it would be fun to use that dice for some of you. So let's go ahead. How do I want to do this? There we go. Let's go ahead and just get a topic for group one. What topic for group one? Oh, And it fell out on me. Oh my gosh, the person on your mind. Okay, group 1. So maybe there is more love. I mean, this doesn't have to be romantic, but maybe there is more love in this reading than I thought there would be, because with Venus here, that's definitely talking about a person, because that's about your partnership with somebody else in a romantic sense. So for some of you, if you have a person on your mind, you could be like solidifying this relationship with Virgo, like maybe marriage or commitment, maybe moving in together. For some of you, maybe there's something with tradition here. I don't know why. Like, this is just making me think like something is like not traditional, or there's something to do with like some traditional aspect of something going on here. So, and it's interesting that you chose the King of Cups, because you know, the King of Cups is a very emotionally mature energy. It's a loving energy. It's very much like some kind of a masculine energy. So you could be asking about the masculine person on your mind, or you're thinking about them, or you know, something's going on there. So Spirit wants to give you a message about the person on your mind. So I just saw 444 on the time. You know what? I don't like the crystal all the way over there. Does that look better? Oops. Okay, I think I like that better. So for group 1, Spirit, let's go ahead and see, what do you want to say to group 1 about the person on their mind? What do you want to say to group 1 about the person on their mind? Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. What do you want to say to group 1 about the person on their mind? We have the Fool. Ooh, okay. Oh, we have a Hanged Man in the reverse. That's interesting. That's very specific, because Spirit is saying if you want movement, you have to come out of your slump. And that's interesting, because when I saw the Fool and I was thinking about the 9th house, I was thinking about like putting yourself out there, because that's what the 9th house is. It's like this energy of like you are intertwined and you are out there doing something exciting, or something that's like forward moving, because it's an energy that's evolving. And I feel like with the Fool, and especially this foot, this random like leg and this foot, it's making me think of like taking that first step to do something, taking that leap of faith to something. And if you have a person on your mind, then it's like with the Hanged Man talking about a period of rest, and it's in the reverse, it feels like you have to get out of some period of rest. You have to take some kind of a first step to like either reach out to this person, or to put yourself out there in some way for some forward movement to happen here. And the fact that we have a foot, it feels like you have to do this, because if you don't come out of this like silence or period of rest, or this inactivity, if you don't come out of the inactivity, nothing will change. It almost feels like you have to step into some kind of personal power here, and you have to take action towards some inactivity for something to change here regarding the person on your mind. But let's see. I mean, let's just see what's going on, right? Like, I don't have the whole picture yet, so let's see. For group 1, the person on their mind, Spirit, what's going on? You have 3 major arcana. We have Temperance. You're like overthinking the situation a lot, because I almost feel like Temperance came out of the reverse. Now we do have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Let's clarify the Fool. Wow, that flew out at me. We have the Ace of Cups. Let's clarify the Hanged Man. We have Blades, Knight. So that's the Knight of Swords. I'm gonna keep it in the reverse. Let's clarify Temperance. Oh, I was just saying it feels like you're overthinking something, and then we have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. And then let's clarify the 2 of Wands in the reverse. We have the 5 of Wands. Lots of Wands. So it's interesting that we were already talking about Sagittarius, because this is Sag, this is Aries, this is Leo, but this is Sagittarius. So we have a lot of fire that's coming through here. This is Pisces. This is just Mercury energy. This is water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then this is air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It really feels like the person that's on your mind, group one, there's a lot of inactivity. I feel like that is the main theme of what's happening today, because even with the Two of Wands in the reverse, nothing is moving forward. Something is stuck. Something is just like where it is, and there is like no action, no planning. There is no moving this forward. And you're kind of just like sitting in this limbo, sitting in this period of rest, but it feels like you want the other person to take action first, or you are waiting for that person to do something first. But with the Knight of Swords in the reverse, it really feels like that person, for some reason, whether it's somebody that you already know, whether it's a new crush or a new person that it's like you're a secret admirer and you want them to come to you first, it's like no matter who this person is, they are not coming forward. Like they, for some reason in their energy, I don't know why, you know, it feels like they are not going to take that first step, and they're not going to make the move towards you. So it feels like you're waiting for something to happen, but you're waiting for them to do it. But Spirit is saying you have to do it. You have to take that first step if you want something to change in this dynamic with this person here. If you want the dynamic to change. Because for some of you, it's also possible that like this is a dynamic where you don't necessarily want to go back to this person. Because with the Fool here and the Ace of Cups, this is also talking about some kind of a new beginning. Now, you know, this could be a new beginning with this person, or this could be a new beginning with a new person. It's like you're taking a leap of faith in a new direction. You're taking your cup of love into a new direction, not to the person that you are originally thinking of, because something is at a stalemate. Like something is kind of just, it's stopped. So again, take it how it resonates for you, because if something is stopped and it's like it's not moving forward, then maybe you want to kind of pursue something else and move into a different direction. So if that resonates with you, then that's how I'm seeing it. But then for others of you, if you feel like you want to talk to the person on your mind, you want something to move forward with this person during the stalemate, then Spirit is saying you have to take action towards them first. And I feel like there's definitely a lot of overthinking about something. Like it almost feels like you're making up a lot of what ifs because you're waiting on something to happen with this person. And you're waiting, and your brain is telling you a lot of what ifs. And I think Spirit is saying, well, the easiest and quickest way for you to find out and clear your doubts is for you to do something about it, for you to talk to them, for you to make that first move, instead of your brain just conjuring up all these crazy ideas or crazy what ifs, which is actually becoming a burden in some way and causing you to overthink in some way. Now, Temperance is all about finding balance. It's a very peaceful energy. It's a very slow energy. Even though it's Sagittarius, it's a very slow energy. So for some of you, this could even be talking about taking a break from this person on your mind, because there's a lot of inactivity and there is that overthinking energy, and Spirit is maybe purposefully not moving something forward right now because there's a lot of chaos. With the Five of Wands, this is a very mentally chaotic energy. There could be fighting, there could be arguing, or there just could be a lot of going back and forth within yourself about something, and it's causing a lot of mental distress. And with Temperance, Spirit is encouraging you to take a step back from whatever this restless energy is, to try to like find some peace or to find some balance within the situation here. And maybe you would find that peace of mind when you are moving towards something else here. So the two scenarios I can give you, if there is a person on your mind, obviously if this doesn't resonate, then check out a different group. But the two scenarios I can give you is, one, there is somebody you really want to talk to, and the no contact between you and this person is really driving you crazy. And Spirit is saying, well, if you finally just want answers, or you want to talk to them, you want to say something, get something off your chest, you have to do it. You have to reach out to them, because they're not going to reach out to you. And that is what will put you at ease. You know, it'll give you answers, or you'll finally have some communication with this person. Or the second scenario I can give you is that there is somebody, the person on your mind, there is like a no contact situation, maybe even a separation here, but it feels like it's stuck. It's not moving forward. There's no point in putting energy into it because it's just like kind of done, or like very much at a stalemate right now, and there's not much you can do. But I think the fact that you are holding on to it or clinging on to it, it's causing a lot of mental distress. It's causing this to be a burden. And Spirit is saying, if you truly want to find peace, then you have to move away from this connection with taking that leap of faith somewhere else, or with Temperance here, talking about finding peace within yourself, but somewhere else. Taking this Ace of Cups somewhere else. Finding happiness and joy in something else. Instead of like brewing over a no contact or a breakup or a separation, instead of like sitting and dwelling on something that's not giving something back to you, they want you to take your energy and put it somewhere else, because that's how you will find happiness again, and how you will feel better about yourself, or feel better about life, or get new ideas, or whatever it is, right? It just feels like you're watering a situation that's dead, and Spirit is saying it's just going to continue to drive you crazy if you just linger and dwell on it, if you know it's not going to change, or if it's not meant to change. That's why I feel like this rating could go either way. So like for some of you, Spirit is saying this is not your person, so stop giving into it and walk away. And then for others of you, Spirit is saying if you really want answers, or if you really want to talk to somebody and break the silence, then you should do it yourself, because they probably won't do it. It's also possible that you have a very specific type of a relationship that you want. Because with Venus and with Virgo here, I mean, maybe there's just like a very specific connection that you want, and this person is not able to give it to you. And that's why you're at a stalemate. And Spirit is saying that's why you have to kind of move in a different direction and seek what you're looking for from somebody else, because this person is not capable of giving you what you want. And also with this ninth house and that expansive energy that we're talking about, Spirit is saying like there's so many more people out there. For those of you where you have to move on from this person, but you are like stuck on them, Spirit is saying there's so many more people out there. We live in such an expansive world, you know, to where if one person cannot give you what you're looking for, you need to go find it somewhere else. Or else we're just going to be digging a pit and getting deeper and deeper into this pit, where we're not going to be satisfied. We're not getting what we want in the return, but we're just dwelling and we're stuck here. But this world is so expansive. There's so many people out there that you will find happiness somewhere else. Or that's like the message for you, is that you need to expand as a person. You need to expand your soul, your energy, your love. You need to expand your perspective a little bit, because it just feels very like tunnel visioned on something. And Spirit is saying there's so much more out there for you. It also feels like you could have put a lot of time and energy into this, and it's not changing. Or it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't want to say you wasted your time, but it feels like for a lot of you, it's just not moving forward, and it won't. So it's like, it feels like you just put so much time and effort into making something work, and it's not. And I think Spirit wants you to ask yourself, like, when is it enough? When are you going to feel like, okay, I'm going to walk away now, instead of giving into something that's not giving back to you. But I feel like calming your mind and taking care of your mental health is really important right now, because there's just so much distress and overthinking that this situation gives you. I also think with the Hanged Man in the reverse, you definitely need to have a perspective shift regarding this situation. Like, for example, instead of wondering, am I not doing enough? Am I not good enough? Am I not attractive enough? Why doesn't this person like me? Am I not good enough? I think instead of like viewing something where you're the problem, Spirit wants you to view the situation that like, well, that's just not your person. It's not you, it's them. You know, so I think there needs to be some kind of a perspective shift in order for you to understand what's happening here. There is some self-blame that's coming through, and Spirit is saying like, it's not you. it's literally that person. They probably have so much going on, or they have their own issues, their own trauma, their own toxicity. Like, it has literally nothing to do with you. And there are so many people out there that would be so happy to give, to have, they'll be so happy to receive what you are giving. And this is just one person that is incapable. They're not capable of absorbing what you're giving them. You know what I mean? So I think there's something here about Spirit is saying you need to have a bit of a perspective shift on what's happening in the situation. And I do think they want you to take a leap of faith towards something else. But if your situation, if you just want answers, or you want to talk to somebody, or you want to move something forward, and this is not like a dead end relationship kind of an energy for you, then I think Spirit is saying you should totally like break the silence, or reach out to them, or make the first move to somebody, instead of like, because I could read this as like, say if you have like a crush or a secret admirer, I could read this as like Spirit is saying, instead of you like, you know, sitting back and like dwelling on it and like having all this anxiety because you want to talk to them, you want to get to know them, and like you're really overthinking the whole scenario, like, do they like me, do they like me not, like Spirit is saying, well, instead of like you like doing all of that to yourself, just go talk to them, just reach out to them, make that first move towards somebody to break that inactivity between the two of you. But you know your situation better than me, so if you feel like you're in some kind of a dead end situation and like it's not moving forward, then I think Spirit's advice for you is to maybe move in a different direction. Okay, so let's get some advice for you, group 1. Any advice here for group 1? It says, soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Let's get one more. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. I definitely feel like there is a lot of overthinking here for somebody, so that seems like a good message. And here, bottom of the deck, it says, what are you being called to journey to with Imarama? So for some of you, you're definitely getting these like intuitive hits, intuitive messages about something, and Spirit wants you to listen to it. Okay, group 1, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. Thank you so much for all of this and for the space that you give me. I am so grateful to be able to give you your readings. If you're interested in a private reading, you can email me. That is in the description below. And I have a Patreon where viewers suggest the monthly readings. So if you want to subscribe, or you can purchase individual readings, both of those options are available to you. That is also in the description below. Take good care of yourself, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this chariot with this little amethyst point and the cat tarot, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support here on YouTube. So as I mentioned, this is a mystery topic. So we basically will go in here, and that's bothering me. We'll go in here and we will get a random topic for you, and that is what your reading will be about. So, you know, once we get into it, and if you feel like this reading really doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. But yes, it is all about a mystery topic today. So actually, I'm going to move this aside for a second, and I have some astro dice. So let's go ahead and see anything that group 2 needs to know in their reading today, or just in group 2's current energy. Is there anything for group 2 that they need to know right now? Okay, we have Neptune and Aries. Neptune and Aries in the 3rd house. Okay, with the 3rd house here, and especially with Aries being such a impulsive energy, Aries doesn't really think. Like that ram, it doesn't really think. It just kind of goes. It's just moving forward, and it's just like using its head, but it's not really thinking. It's more impulsive. It's just, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing what I want to do. Like, it doesn't really think about the consequences. And it's interesting because the third house can talk about delays or things that are just not going the way you want them to go. And then we also have Neptune, which is a very like, it's an energy, it's not like delusional, but it's very like in our head. Like Neptune, it's Pisces, it's very much like we don't understand what's really happening, or like we are not looking at the deeper meaning of something. Because with Neptune, I feel like you could go either way. You could be very, very in your head, in this like illusion that's going on, in this daydreaming, this fantasy. Like you could be very much so deep into that you're not realizing the reality of the situation, or you could be so far away from it to where you're not using Neptune in that intuitive way that you can. Like you're so far removed from intuition or from some kind of a deeper meaning to something. And that kind of makes sense because Aries doesn't really like think about the deeper meaning a lot of the times. It just does something. It's just very impulsive. And that's kind of interesting that you have this Chariot, but the cat is sitting still, because the Chariot is a forward moving energy. But in this sense, the cat is just hanging out in a very passive energy. So it almost feels like there's like intentional delays for you in something that you're trying to do because you're being a little impulsive about it, or you're not seeing the full picture. You're not taking in all of what could happen, all the ideas, all the little itty bitty things. Like you're not really like looking at it on a deeper level. You're seeing something that is a little bit surface level, and you want to do it quickly and impulsively, and you just want to do it, but you're not thinking about like all the consequences. You're not thinking about it in a little bit of a deeper sense. And it feels like there's delays, but it's like intentional delays from the universe. Like the universe is stopping you from being impulsive towards something. The universe is like telling you to think about the deeper purpose of something, think about the consequences of something, think about why you're actually doing something. So there could be some delays that are happening in your life. And I think it especially the cat sitting still on a fast-paced, forward-moving energy card, which is the Chariot. The cat is sitting still, and it's almost like reflecting on what it wants to do. It's like planning something out. It's like being practical about something, and it's not acting impulsively. But if there are delays, like say you're really trying to do something, and you're trying to get it done, you're trying to go, but Spirit keeps stopping you, or there's a lot of delays going on, Spirit is saying there's a reason for that. They are intentionally putting delays so that way you can like think about something, or you can actually like plan something, or like there's a reason for the delay. So like they want to bring that to your attention. That is very interesting. There could be like communication mess ups, like, you know, communicate, because third house is Mercury energy. So it's like there could be issues with communication with somebody, sending the wrong emails to somebody, sending out the wrong thing to somebody else. There could be like transportation issues with that third house. There could be delays on your trips. But I feel like what this is trying to say to you is like, think about the deeper meaning of something before you try to do it. Or like that's why there's intentional delays right now, because you're not thinking about the deeper meaning. You're thinking about something more surface level. And the universe is actually trying to help you. They're trying to protect you from some chaos that you could get yourself into. Very interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead with the mystery topic now. So that's just like a, you know, for anybody who needed that. But let's see, what is the topic? I'll take this one because it fell out. What is the topic here for group 2? Oh my God, your next shift. That makes a lot of sense. Like maybe you're trying to hurry something up and get into that next chapter of your life quicker than what you are meant to be doing. Or it's like you're trying to like manipulate something for it to happen on your terms or on your timeline. But it's like, that's what the universe is trying to say to you. This is not really about your timeline. There is a much greater timeline with so many little things that are like involved with other things, and so many like intertwining things that like at the end of the day, it's not just about what you want and how fast you want it. I think they're trying to get you to realize like there's so much of a bigger picture going on with any aspect of your life. Like there's such a greater picture going on. that you are overthinking, like you're like missing it. You're not thinking about the bigger picture or the other things that are involved in something. Okay, but it says your next shift. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here with group 2 regarding their next shift. All right, for group 2 here, Spirit, the next shift. The next shift in life. What is going on? We have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, lots of cards. We have the Knight of Swords, which is a very impulsive energy. Group 2, all about their next shift. Okay, this deck is like all over the place. Group 2, all about their next shift. Ace of Wands in the reverse. That's interesting. It almost looks like such a similar, oh my God, similar image. Group 2, their next shift. I think this is the 2 of Cups. Let's clarify the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Whoa, you got 2 together. You have the 7 of Cups in the reverse, and then you have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. Oh my God. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords, please. We have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Lots of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Oh my gosh. We need to slow down, group 2. We need to slow down. I feel like you're trying to make things happen. You're trying to move forward quickly. You're trying to like do things quickly. But you need to slow down, because in the process of doing something quickly, it's bringing a lot of chaos into your energy. And it's like a very restless, chaotic energy. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Clarify the Ace of Wands in the reverse. It's interesting, the cards are taking a while, or they're coming out in such a chaotic manner. Let's clarify the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Two of Wands in the reverse. And then let's clarify the Two of Cups. King of Cups in the reverse. I'll think about this. Once we get into it, I'll see if it needs to be in the reverse or not. Lots of cards in the reverse, group 2. This is interesting that we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Wands is that initial spark, that initial idea, that initial, like, you know, that initial energy that we get, that we want to do something, or that excitement. And then the Two of Wands is all about moving forward and putting that excitement and that initial spark into action and doing something with it. But it's interesting that we have both of them in the reverse, which feels like again, it just feels like not acting on something. Or like something is not letting you act on something, because there could be like a greater force that's like putting some kind of a barrier up right now, because they know you want to act on something, but it's not meant for you, or it's not meant for you right now, or there's just something that's going on and they're like blocking you from putting something into action and making it move forward the way you want it to right now. And it's interesting, we have so many pentacles. Actually, I think this cups or is this pentacles? I think this is cups, because or else we wouldn't see the cups in this bowl. But with the 6 of pentacles in the reverse, the 5 of pentacles in the reverse, and the 7 of cups in the reverse, it feels like you feel like you're doing certain things and you're taking certain actions, or you're being quick about something, or you're trying to do something, but you think this is what's going to help you move forward. This is going to help you progress, go into that next shift, that next chapter in your life. This is what's going to take you forward. But in reality, it's actually like causing your life to go out of balance for some reason. It feels like you want something to change so quickly, and you want to do something so quickly, and you're not patient with it, that like it's actually just bringing more chaos into the situation. It's interesting that this is talking about your next shift, and this is such like a it's such an interesting energy, because it feels like you want something to move forward in your life, whether it's with the person, a relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's your finances, your living situation, or just your life in general. It feels like you are trying really hard to get into some kind of a next chapter in your life. But I think Spirit is saying to you that like we're on a different timeline, and even if you want something to happen, I think you're just adding more chaos into your life when you're trying to almost like it's like you're not allowing something to happen naturally. You're not allowing something to flow naturally, or to progress naturally, to evolve naturally. And because of that, and then because you're trying to like make it's almost like, here's the example. It's almost like you planted a seed, right? And that seed, it takes a while to grow. But it feels like you planted a seed and then you came back the next day and you're like disappointed that it hasn't sprouted yet, and you're not seeing anything happen yet, but it's only been a day, or it's only been a certain amount of time, and now you're like, it's like causing a lot of distress, because for some reason you are under the impression that like this seed should have already grown overnight, but it's not. And then maybe you start doing crazy things to like try to force that seed to grow faster, but it won't, because the natural evolution of a seed, it's going to take time to sprout roots and to grow into something else. But then maybe say you're doing all these crazy things to that plant, that seed, to make it grow faster, and that's actually hindering the process in the long term. Another analogy, I actually just heard this in a reading recently, and she was like, the energy is when you put a cake in the oven, but then you keep opening the oven to check if the cake is done. And every time you open that oven, you're letting out the heat. So then when you close it back up, now it's going to take even longer for the oven to reach the certain temperature that it needs to have enough heat to bake your cake. But the fact that you keep doing it and you keep letting the air out, it's actually slowing the process, just because you want that cake to be done so quickly, but you're actually like hurting the process of the cake, because now it's taking longer for that cake to bake the way it needs to. I'm not sure if it's like a desperation that's coming through, or like an immediate satisfaction that you are seeking, but it seems very like, I need it now. And I think that's what's throwing everything off. Like, it's throwing your life out of balance. It's throwing a lot of chaos into the mix, because you're not able to wait for something, and you're just wanting to get something done. And I think the universe doesn't want to see you like hurt yourself, or they don't want to see you in such a mess. And I think that's why there's like intentional blockages, intentional things that are getting in the way, intentional delays, because the universe is like, whoa, slow down a second, like hold on. And it also feels like you think you are taking certain actions to get to stability, or to get to financial stability, or to that career, or to whatever it is you're seeking. It's like you think these actions that you're taking are going to get you there quicker, but we actually have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Because with the Knight of Swords in the reverse, it's a very impulsive energy. The Knight of Swords does not think about anything, it just does it. And then the Nine of Pentacles is all about stability. It's all about that solid foundation. So it feels like you're impulsively trying to seek some kind of stability in your life without doing the deeper intentional work that needs to go along with it. And it's actually causing you to become even more imbalanced in the long run. Or even more confused, or even more just like sad and disappointed in the long run, because it's like you're trying to take a shortcut to something. You're trying to have that cake bake instantly, and it's not going to. And I think there's a need for you to like take a step back and think about, what is it that you are trying to accomplish so quickly? Why are you trying to accomplish it so quickly? And also to understand that there's a whole other deeper level of what's happening in life, in spirituality, not just with you, but with everyone else. Everything else is intertwined. And I think the universe wants you to realize, like, there's a much deeper timeline than just your own timeline. Very interesting. And they're saying, like, your next shift, it will happen. This next chapter, this next thing that you're trying to evolve into, it will happen, but when it's ready. And you are like that cake, okay? Like, you are that cake, because the longer you mess up the situation, or you try to do something quicker, or you keep opening up that oven, you as a cake, you're not baking all the way. Now there's another delay, and there's another delay. And it's like, for that next chapter or that next shift in your life, you have to be a whole evolved cake. You have to be that cake that is baked all the way. But then when there's delays and delays and delays, we're not able to come to completion. So then we're not able to go into that next chapter. But in reality, we're seeking that next chapter so bad that we don't realize we're self-sabotaging ourselves, because we're not allowing ourselves to bake all the way to completion to get to that next chapter. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's some level of like, whatever it is you're doing, you might think it's helping you, but it's actually not. Or like, you just need to slow down in order to really allow something to complete, something to evolve naturally, or evolve the way it needs to completion, to get to that next level. And it's interesting that we have the Two of Cups and the King of Cups, because the Two of Cups, you know, talks about some kind of a partnership. But then, like, for some of you, I think one example I can give you is about a relationship. Like, you are desperately trying to get into a relationship, or desperately seeking somebody out. Desperately, you have like this relationship that you want. You know, you want to be loved, you want to be with somebody, you want a partnership, and you are just like really chasing it. Instead of allowing it to come to you, instead of allowing yourself to heal and to go through the completions and the evolution that you have to in order to really be ready for this and to attract it, it just feels like you're chasing something. And then you're disappointed because the thing that you're chasing wasn't the evolved thing that you wanted it to be. It's kind of like we're seeking this, you know, for example, we're seeking this evolved relationship because that's what we want. We want a happy, healthy, evolved relationship. But when we're desperate and we're just seeking affection or seeking somebody who can love us and give us the relationship that we want, we're meeting a lot of half-assed people. We're meeting a lot of people that are going to hurt us, or that are going to ghost us, or that are not going to treat us the way we want to be treated. And then we're set back because we just allowed somebody to hurt us and allowed somebody to push us further back from the goal that we're trying to accomplish. Because you're seeking it from the wrong people, because you're just chasing it, you're rushing it, you're trying to get into it, thinking it's going to give you what you want it to give you, but it's actually pushing you further back from that cake being baked. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Because that's what it feels like. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. But that's what I'm sensing for group number 2, you need to take a step back from whatever it is you're chasing or whatever you want to progress quickly. You need to take a step back. You need to allow yourself to bake properly at the right time, to allow things to evolve naturally. And I think there's a deeper reason all of this is happening is because the universe wants you to have an introspective moment. They want you to really go within. They want you to realize, like, why am I doing certain things? Do I need to work on certain things first? Why am I trying to, like, you know, do all of, like, why am I trying to rush certain things? And I think there is definitely some growth that has to be done here before you get to that next shift or that next chapter. We can't just rush through life because we want to rush through it. You know, there is things that have to be done at a certain time in order for the next thing to open up for us. And I think that's what you have to realize for group 2. I think you will get there, because I love that the King of Cups is here, because the King or Queen of Cups, it's a very evolved energy. It's emotionally evolved, it is spiritually evolved, and it is an energy of being still. Now we are allowing things to come to us because we're not chasing them. We're not forcing it. We're allowing it to come to us. We're allowing it to meet us halfway. One analogy that I use all the time with clients is like, say if we're chasing something, the only way you chase something is if it's getting farther and farther away from you. And that means you're chasing it, right? Because if something meets you halfway or is meant for you at the right place at the right time and it meets you halfway, you're meeting it halfway too. That means you're not chasing it because it's already yours. It's already here for you. So when you're chasing something, it means that that concept or that idea or that connection or that success, whatever it is you're chasing, it's getting farther and farther away from you, which is leading to chaos. And that's why there's a need to have certain introspective moments and healing and really figure out what you're doing on a deeper level. So that way you can meet something halfway when it's meant for you. And even this halfway, this is even your next chapter or your next shift. If we're chasing our next chapter, it means it's getting farther and farther away from us because it's not the right time. It's not for us right now. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Okay, group 2, let's get some advice here. Let's get some advice for group 2. And if you feel like that didn't resonate with you, that's totally okay. You know, we have a lot of readings today, so definitely check out a different group if that didn't resonate. Don't force something to resonate, you know. Ooh, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. I love that. I feel like that's kind of what I was trying to say. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say too. Like, the universe has plans for you. They're guiding you somewhere. And you almost just have to go with the flow, you know? Oh, group 1 got this too. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay, group number 2, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. This was a very specific energy, so again, if you don't resonate with it, don't force it. Please check out a different group, because I feel like this was definitely for like a very specific set of people. But I hope it was helpful. I hope you were able to take something away from this. I do offer private readings, so if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and send me an email. It's in the description below. And I do have a Patreon. If you're interested in exclusive content, you could subscribe on a monthly basis, or you can just purchase individual readings if that's what you're called to. But the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. So yeah, there's a lot going on over there. It's in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. But thank you so much for being here, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Hanged Man with the pink Rider-Waite Tarot and this is like a pink rose quartz pendant. It was originally like on a necklace that I had a really long time ago, but I like to just use it like this. So yeah, if this is what you chose, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. I'm going to set your crystal right there. And like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is all about a mystery topic. So we have our handy dandy bowl, and we're going to pick a random topic out of here, and that is what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. So before we do that, I have some Astro dice, and let's just go ahead and see, is there anything for group 3's specific energy here that Spirit wants to talk about? Any message you want me to give to group 3? Okay, we have the 4th house, Sagittarius energy, and this, hold on, I have my the little pamphlet it came with. What is, I'm still working on my planets. Okay, for some of you, like quite literally with Sagittarius talking about expansion, your family could be growing. So like you could be having a kid, maybe somebody close to you, maybe their family is growing, maybe like you have siblings and the family is like the extended family is getting bigger. But for some of you, there could be something about your family or like your home life is expanding. So if it's not about kids, then it could be that you're moving somewhere, or your house is getting bigger, you're moving into a bigger home, or something about your home life is expanding. And actually with Sagittarius, this is a international energy. It is an energy of traveling, of expansion. So you could be relocating homes for some of you. It's interesting because with Mercury, there could be some kind of communication that's coming in about this expansion that is going to like uproot your whole life. So it feels like, for example, like you get communication about a job acceptance or a school acceptance or something, or like you get accepted to live somewhere, and it causes you to kind of like go on this journey to where you're like uprooting everything and moving and completely relocating your home or your family. But yeah, your home could be expanding, your home could be changing, you could be moving somewhere. Huh, Mercury, that's interesting. Hold on, let me actually... Okay, it says, you've been expecting news or communication about an important issue. It is right around the corner. Okay, that's what I just said. When you receive it, be sure to logically weigh the pros and cons before sending back your answer. So keywords: communication, logic, mental pursuits, intelligence, routine, socializing. Oh, and it also says the messenger. Yeah, you could really be hearing back about something. You're getting communication about something that is going to expand the life you know, and it's really going to like change and uproot the life you know, which is very interesting. So that's what I'm sensing here. Or like I said, some of you, your family could be growing. If you have like extended family, that family could be growing. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your topic out. Oh, that was fast. Oh, are you on the right path? How interesting. You know what? That makes sense, because if you are in this Hanged Man energy, it's an energy of a period of rest, because you're weighing your pros and cons, you're thinking about something. And it's interesting that passage said like weigh the pros and cons before you give back your answer to something. So you could be questioning like, is this the right move for me? Is this the right opportunity for me? Or you could even be questioning, what do I do next? You know, because with the 4th house and this energy of expansion, you could be feeling bored in your current home or with your current lifestyle, the current environment you live in. Like you're just bored and you've like outlived it. Not outlived it, you've outgrown it. And you feel like you want more. Because Sag is all about, like I said, it's all about expansion. So it's all about traveling. It's all about going the distance, like trying new things, new adventures. It's a very optimistic, spontaneous, adventurous energy. So for some of you, you could be bored in your home or with the lifestyle that you're currently living, and you want to change something. You want to like move, or you want to do something to kind of change it up. And maybe you're questioning, like, is that the right thing for me to do? Would that put me on the right path? Or for some of you, you could already have some kind of an opportunity that is lined up for you, like a new job, and you're wondering, you know, is that the right thing for me to do? Should I accept it? Should I go do that? So let's answer this question for group 3. Are they on the right path? Is group 3 on the right path? Okay, is group 3 on the right path? That's a lot. Is group 3 on the right path? We have the Knight of Wands. Oh, I love that there's a key word of yes, and we were just asking a question. It says energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. Is group 3 on the right path? We have Judgment with Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, mercy. This is also fire energy. Oh. We have the Page of Pentacles with manifestation, financial opportunities, skill, development, ambition, desire, diligence. Is group 3 on the right path? Ah, there's you asking this question. So we have the Two of Swords with difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlock with Libra. This is the moon in Libra, actually. And then we have the Ace of Wands with new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential, beginnings, new opportunities, and growth with the number 1. You know what's interesting? We're asking a question and it says yes, 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 yes. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. Whoa. We have the Seven of Wands with challenge, competition, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. This is also a Leo. So we have a lot of fire because we have fire, fire, Leo, fire with Pluto. This could also be Scorpio energy. And then we have Earth, and then we have Libra. Let's clarify Judgment. Some of you could be hitting a birthday because we are in Libra season as I'm recording this. Can we clarify Judgment here? We have the Three of Pentacles with teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. This is Capricorn energy. And then let's clarify the Page of Pentacles, please. The Hanged Man. There is your intro card. Interesting. Are you on the right path? It feels like there is some kind of a spark that you feel, or like you want change in your life, and something has made you excited. Something seems fun, like you want to pursue something, you want to do something, but it feels like for some reason you're confused about it and you don't know if this is the right decision for you to make. And that's why I feel like you're not acting impulsively and you're kind of like weighing the pros and cons, and you're kind of like taking your time to figure out, is this what I need to be doing? Because it could be something that really drastically changes your life. And I think you want that. You want change. But I think part of you is afraid of leaving your comfort zone. But I do think deep down you want change. You're craving something different in your life or in your lifestyle or in your career. But it would require you to leave your comfort zone. And that's where you're having a hard time, because you don't really want to leave your comfort zone. But I think you realize that, like, in order to evolve in life, you have to leave your comfort zone. You know, there's a quote that says life doesn't happen in your comfort zone, because it's true. But people get comfortable, and that's why they don't leave certain things to go pursue bigger and better things, you know? So that's kind of what I'm sensing here. It almost feels like you have outgrown something. So it's interesting that I said outlived on accident, because maybe it's true. Maybe you have just like completely outgrown this current environment or this current job. You've outgrown this chapter in your life, and you're just like you're ready to start over again. You're ready to be like a little student again, or like a little being, like something little. You're ready to start a new chapter on the first stage, because it feels like you have been in completion for a while, and there's not much more for you to gain in your current energy, which can be frustrating, especially if like your soul wants more. Your soul wants to evolve with that Sagittarius energy. It wants more. It is craving more. Your soul doesn't want to be kept in a box. And I think that you've been in that space for a very long time, and you're questioning, is it time that I go do this? And also, the reason I mentioned it could be somebody's birthday, or you could be born, you know, during the Libra sun, because it feels like for somebody, not everyone, but somebody's like hitting a birthday, and they're thinking, wow, like I'm still doing the same thing and I got a year older. Like you're realizing that you're just getting older, but you're still doing the same thing. You're still living the same lifestyle. And that's when it's hitting you like, I don't know if I want to keep doing the same thing anymore, because I'm just getting older. You know, I want to go do something else. I want to explore and have new opportunities, and I just want to go do something else in life. It almost feels like in your current lifestyle, like you're kind of just doing something just to do it, or like you're working just to work. You're like, just like almost just like in some kind of a routine, but you're just doing it just to do it. And you've almost like given up the need to like change it. And maybe given up is not the right term, but it almost feels like you're just like not, you just like don't have the urge to change, or you didn't have the urge to change something for a while. But I feel like something is causing you to change this. Something is being brought up in your life that is making you realize, okay, I want something different now. Like something is waking that up within you. What's interesting is with the Knight of Wands here and the Five of Wands, sometimes you could be fighting these urges within yourself. But I think I'm just wondering why group 3 is holding themselves back. Because I feel like on an energetic level, your soul is craving that expansion. But I feel like you as a person here on earth, in your human body, you're like shutting it down, or you're fighting it off. And I think you're going to get to the point where you can't fight it off anymore. But with this 4th house here, it's definitely making me think of comfort zone. And it's making me think of like where you have been, your home, your environment, where you have been for a very long time. And your soul is seeking change in that. And there could definitely be a new opportunity that is being presented to you with this Page of Pentacles. And it does feel like you are figuring out, do I take this opportunity? Because I think it would like really change your whole life if you took this opportunity. So let me actually get some more cards really quick for group 3. What is the advice for group 3? What is the advice for group 3? Oh, I saw the Fool, but it didn't want to come out. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're about to do something, but then you change your mind. Or like you want to do it, but then you psych yourself out. And then you change your mind. What is the advice for group 3? We have the Nine of Wands, which is again Sagittarius energy. It says courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for worst pessimism, what? And weary. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Let's see. What is the advice here for group 3? It does feel like you're afraid of walking away. Or you're afraid of taking a leap of faith towards the unknown. King of Pentacles. The Magician in the reverse. That's interesting. Because the Magician in the reverse is someone who's afraid. And they're not moving forward. They're holding themselves back. They're not taking action. Can we clarify this Eight of Cups and Nine of Wands? Queen of Swords in the reverse. Let's clarify. Oh, there's that Knight of Wands again. The Devil and the Emperor. I think on a soul level, your soul is craving change, whatever that change may be. You know, this is a general reading, and that change could be a million things that your soul is craving, but it wants change. And I think that there's a need for you to step away from the fears or that little devil on your shoulder, because something is holding you back, right? Like something is psyching you out. And I think there's a need for you to take control of the situation, and don't let the situation control you. To take control and to be able to like walk away from what you want to walk away from, instead of just settling into it and just like living and not doing anything with it. Because it feels like days are passing, time is passing for you, and you're still not able to like walk away from something or leave it behind. And I think you need to take control of the situation, take control of your life, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward. And I think Spirit really wants you to move forward. They want you to start that chapter. They want you to take that job. They want you to relocate. They want you to do something where it is allowing you to evolve as a person, evolve as a soul. And I think the advice for you really is to walk away from something and to find that personal power within yourself to do this. It's not going to be easy, but I think you have to remind yourself what you are missing out, the life you're missing out on, the opportunities you're missing out on if you decide to stay in your comfort zone. And I think there's a lot of success waiting for you. There's a lot of stability, a lot of happiness, a lot of independence, a lot of excitement waiting for you if you do decide to walk away to do this new thing. And I definitely think you're getting a lot of intuitive hits, even with Mercury here. I feel like the universe is sending you a lot of messages. They're sending you signs and synchronicities, and they're making it very obvious to you on there's something you need to do next. So like stop fighting it off and stop dismissing it, because they want you to do something. Okay, group number 3. That's everything I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and get some advice for group 3 here. Okay. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. That's literally what I'm talking about, is your soul is wanting this new life. They want a new lifestyle. They want a change. They want something new. You know, they want to evolve. We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? I'm thinking of that, just like how can you love yourself and nurture yourself, and how can you do what is right for your life. And it says, trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? I think this is talking about that gut feeling, that intuition. What is your intuition telling you about this, about your life? Where is it telling you to go? What is it telling you to do? And I think you should listen to it instead of like fighting it off or resisting it. Okay, group 3, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. I do have private readings. If you are interested, go ahead and email me and we can set something up. My email is in the description below. And I do have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. You can subscribe as a monthly basis, or you can just purchase individual readings if that's what you're interested in. But all of that is in the description below. There's a ton of readings to check out over there as well. So go ahead and check it out. So thank you so much for being here, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this star card with the Desert Illuminations Tarot and this red jasper, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. And this crystal matches my decor today. How perfect. Okay, so like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is all about a mystery topic. So we will go into the bowl and get a mystery topic that is specific for this group's energy. And also keep in mind, if the reading today doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. And you can watch as many groups as you would like. So I have my Astro dice here. So I want to go ahead and get our first message or messages through this, specific for group 4. And then we will go ahead and pick our topic. So let's see. Spirit, what do you want to talk to group 4 about today? Whoop. Okay, kind of fell over. Okay, we have Aries. I think that's Saturn. I'll have to check. And we have the 10th house. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Yes, Saturn. Aries, 10th house. Guys, this is a really, really specific energy. But, so the 10th house is about like your image, your public image, your reputation, your status, maybe even fame. And with Saturn, you know, Saturn comes in to show us our true potential. It shows us what we are really meant to be doing. And Aries is a very confident and powerful energy. So it feels like, for some of you, you're denying. It's like you're denying your true potential, or it's like you're denying your capabilities of something. Because it feels like with the 10th house, like you have a very huge purpose or like a huge destiny here on Earth. And that could be in so many ways, right? It doesn't just have to be that you're going to be famous. Like it could be so many things, but the 10th house really is all about the public eye, and your reputation. So it's like you are going to have a huge reputation, or you're meant to have a very powerful reputation, a powerful status. But I almost feel like if some of you are like denying it or hiding from it because you feel like it's too much for you, or some of you think like you're not good enough to actually pursue this. But it feels like for this group, like you have a huge destiny to fulfill. And it involves the collective somehow. And I think, especially if you're going through a Saturn return, so right now Saturn is in Aries. Oh my God, Saturn is in Aries. I didn't even put that together until just now. So if you have Saturn in Aries, then you're currently going through a Saturn return. So that started from the year, so it's the years of 96 to 99. If you were born in those years, you're going through a Saturn return. But Saturn is in Aries for everybody. And what's so interesting is Aries shows us our true potential, and Saturn is like making us realize it. Saturn is bringing things up to the surface because they want you to realize your true potential. And Aries is a very confident, go-getter kind of an energy. And I think right now in your life, group 4, the universe is bringing up your true destiny. And they're trying to show you what you need to do and how you need to get there. And they're also telling you that you have to be confident within yourself. Because if we think we're not good enough, or we are afraid, or we're belittling ourselves somehow, we're not going to reach our true potential. Because it feels like your potential is huge. And some of you could be like waking up to this destiny or to this purpose of yours, but it feels like a huge purpose is being revealed to you, or your destiny is being revealed to you. It's a very intense energy, very specific, but I love it. It's a very cool energy. Okay, then, so let's get your random mystery topic for group 4's reading today. Ooh, past, present, and future. I wrote this in pencil a really long time ago and you can't really see it. Okay, past, present, and future. That's interesting. Okay. For some of you, you feel like your dreams are too big, or they're like not attainable. But I don't, Spirit is saying you don't realize just how aligned you really are, because you have these dreams and these goals and these aspirations and like these like fantasies of your success, or the fantasies of the life that you could be living. But they're saying you don't realize that that could be real, because a lot of these things you're fantasizing about is something that could be your reality, and that's why you're fantasizing about it in the first place, because it's actually more tuned to you, who you are and your purpose here on earth, than you realize. But I do feel like for some of you, you're really belittling yourself, and you're belittling your purpose here on earth. But you're definitely like, Spirit is going to make it known with Saturn, especially if you're going through a Saturn return right now. Saturn in Aries, that's so specific because that's what we're in right now. And they're going to make you realize in the next 3 years, what your true purpose is and how you can get there. Okay, so for group 4, we're talking about past, present, and future. So let's go ahead and get our cards out and see what Spirit is talking about today for you. Let's get one card for group 4's past. Let's get one card for group 4's past. The Empress, but in the reverse. Okay, let's get one card for group 4's present. The Moon. And then one card for group 4's future. The King of Chilies. And I just want to clarify these a little bit. So this is the King of Wands, by the way. So let's clarify the Empress in the reverse for group 4's past. The Ace of Chilies. Let's clarify the Moon for their present energy. And then we have, oh, how interesting. These are like both mountain landscapes. I guess they all are. We have the Eight of Cups, and then group 4's future. Clarify the King of, oh my God. Can we clarify the King of Wands here? The Emperor, oh my God. That's really crazy because we have the Empress over here, and then we also have the Emperor. Okay, so we have our past, we have our present, and we have our future here. Your future is definitely talking about your power, your personal power, your confidence in this world. And it feels like in the past, you were not confident within yourself. With the Empress in the reverse, I feel like you were really lacking your purpose, or like you were lacking your foundation. You didn't really know who you are. And I think you could have definitely belittled yourself in the past. You could have, you know, just felt like you weren't good enough. You are not capable of things. Like you really, it feels like in your past energy, you're really in a rough place within yourself. And especially when it came to loving yourself and nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and having these dreams and goals. You know, it feels like it's like deeply rooted because of something in your past. And that's the life you were living for a while. And what's interesting is I feel like you've always had a deep personal power, even if you didn't realize it, and even if you were going through a really bad period in your life, or like a bad childhood or something, you always had a little like deep personal power, even without realizing it. Because Spirit is saying you got yourself to where you are today because of your personal power, because of your will to survive, whether you realize it or not. That's how you are here. Because it does feel like you're in a better place today than you were in the past, and you're going to be in a better place in the future than you are in today. And that's all because you decide to better your life. You decide to, you know, get to that next stage or that next chapter, or you decided to evolve. It also feels like in the past, there was a lot of like, oh, why should I even try? Kind of an energy, or like, oh, it doesn't even matter. Because it feels like there could have been certain things or certain lifestyles or goals or certain things that you wanted to pursue or wanted to accomplish in your past. But because you've thought very little of yourself, you would say, well, what's the point? What's the point of doing it? What's the point of doing anything if like it's not going to go anywhere? So I feel like in the past, there's this energy of somebody that's like really being held back. Let me clarify really quick. Can we get one card to clarify this Ace of Wands for the past? Three of Swords. It almost feels like, yeah, and two threes right here. It also feels like there was a lot of pain and sadness in the past. And it feels like, yeah, it's like why should I even try? Why should I even try to better myself if it's not going to work out? Or if you've had like trauma that you grew up with, or just, you know, certain things in your past, you were afraid of them repeating themselves, or you were just like almost living in the shadow of what you experienced in your past. And that projected itself onto like everything else around you. So everything was like almost reflecting back to you who you were on the inside at some point in your past. This could have also been somebody else that was causing you to feel this way. Somebody else that was trying to put you down, and to the point where you like eventually believed it about yourself. But it does feel like, Group 4, it does feel like you went through a bit of a chaotic past. For some of you, this could have been a long time ago, like childhood. Others of you, this could have been more recently, because this heartbreak, especially because there's fire on it, feels like for some of you, you recently went through a heartbreak that caused your life to kind of fall apart. You recently went through some sadness that caused your life to kind of fall apart a little bit. For some of you, there could be active pain, like the wound maybe you've healed it, and that wound, like you're not in this energy, but there's still sadness that lingers in from time to time about something from your past. What's interesting is in your present energy with the Moon and the Eight of Cups, it does feel like you're seeking answers, or you're seeking something more than you had before. And you're seeking answers, you're seeking change. So there's definitely like a transition from this energy to your current energy. And I want to get one card to clarify the Moon and the Eight of Cups here in Group 4's current energy, present energy. The Chariot, I love that. Because you do have that willpower, whether you realize it or not, because that's the willpower that got you out of this. And that's the willpower that's moving you forward. I do think you're really questioning some of the deeper questions of life, or like the deeper meaning in life. And I think maybe that's why you're really questioning, like, what is my true purpose here on earth? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing here on earth? You know, I think you're really trying to like ponder the big questions right now in your current energy. I do feel like you've grown a lot spiritually, especially with what you had to deal with and how you have evolved from that. I think it took some kind of a spiritual awakening for you to get to where you are today. I feel like you're in a very optimistic energy right now moving forward in life, which is good. And that's that willpower again, because you bought yourself out of this. And I think you're also realizing in your current energy that, like, if I could get myself out of that, then I can do anything. Like, you're in this energy of realizing that you can literally accomplish anything that you want to. You could be moving or relocating, or yeah, there's something about like an environment change for some of you in your present energy. And it's interesting, there's horses here that's pulling the carriage, and then there's horses here. And I think in your present energy, you realize that your life is in your hands. You are in control of your life. Nobody else is pulling your carriage. You know, you are controlling the horses. You are controlling your path. You can do what it is that you want to do in your life moving forward. And again, if you're going through a Saturn return, that makes a lot of sense, because that's what Saturn does. It kind of comes in and shakes things up and makes us see the truth of the situation. And I think you're really evolving into an amazing version of yourself, because you're finding those true answers. You know, you're seeking deeper than surface level in a way. And I think it's like you're becoming the true version of who you are. And I think it's making you very happy, for sure. Like, you're in a very comfortable place in your current energy. But there is a lot of room for growth, and you know that, but I think you're happy with that, and you're happy about that. I want to get one more card here for the future energy, because we have two masculine energies. So let's just clarify the future energy for group 4 here. Let's clarify the Emperor and the King of Wands. The Two of Wands. Yeah, there is this like newfound optimism. For some of you, you've already found it. For others of you, you're about to find it, because this newfound optimism is in your present energy, but some of you are still kind of like moving out of this past energy into the present, and then some of you are already in this newfound optimism. But it feels like I was saying, like, you realize life is in your hands. Life is in your control. You control the narrative. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can live for whatever you want to live for. And that takes a lot of realization that your personal power is in your hands. So there's this newfound optimism that comes with that. And I feel like that is the energy that's transitioning from your present energy into the future, because you have two masculine cards and then the Two of Wands. This is Aries energy, by the way, the Two of Wands. You're realizing that, like, here in the present, you're realizing I can build a life of my dreams, and the future you is saying, I did it. I am sitting in the life of my dreams. I'm sitting in this new confidence. I'm sitting on this foundation that I built for myself. I'm sitting with this optimism, with these adventures, with like the life that I wanted to create for myself. I have done it. And nobody can take that away from me. I love that we have a lot of masculine energy here, because it's showing me just how strong you are within who you are in the future. Like, nobody can shake you. Nobody can take anything from you. And I feel like a lot of this is a very internal energy, because you've been through so much. You had to heal through so much. And like internally, you healed a lot. Like, you didn't just do surface level healing, like you healed everything. So when you get into this future version of yourself, nobody can tell you what to do, what not to do. Nobody can like take anything from you because you are so sure of who you are down to the very core of your being. You're doing exactly what you want, living the life that you want. I'm definitely seeing a lot of success here, which I think, you know, it's gonna like this energy, this future energy is gonna help you like propel yourself into the life you are meant to be living, into this greater purpose that you have here on earth. And I love the Two of Wands is here because in the future version of yourself is saying nothing is going to get in my way. Like they are just so optimistic. And this also feels like somebody who is always evolving and constantly doing new things, trying new things, going on different adventures, like always doing new things because they realize they don't have to be set in stone. They don't have to be stuck in one place. Life is ever changing and your future self is evolving with it. I love it, group 4. I think this is really amazing. And once you get here and you look back to where you came from, you're going to be shocked because it's like a 360. It's like the person that you used to be to the person who is your future self. Oh my God, it's like night and day. But Spirit is reminding you that you will get here because you are working for it. You are putting in the time and the effort and you are making it happen. And you are healing and evolving in a proper way. And they're saying once you get to this new version of yourself, there's nobody else to thank other than yourself. Because you did it. Wow, that's amazing. I love that. So let's get some advice here for group number 4. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Awakening. Energetic upgrades. A new way of being. Integration. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Okay, group 4, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. Thank you so much for all of your support here on YouTube. If you are interested in a private reading, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below and we can set something up for our reading. And I also have a Patreon if that's something you're interested in. The viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. So if you're interested, you can subscribe or you can also just purchase individual readings if you are drawn to one. But yes, thank you so much. I just heard like a weird bell sound. Did you guys hear that? Or am I going crazy? Like an alarm or like a phone, like a ringtone or someone's phone or like a doorbell. Like I just heard like a weird like bell, not weird, but I heard like a bell chime. Okay, anyway. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. Take good care of yourself and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys. If you chose this Two of Cups with the Gilded Tarot and this dark blue obsidian, this is your group. Hello, group number 5. Thank you guys so much for being here. And it is so weird to say group number 5 because my groups really never go up that high. Unless I'm doing readings like this where it's like, you know, a bunch of little readings where I can kind of get more into our video. But yeah, it's weird. So hi group 5, thank you so much for being here. Like I mentioned in the intro, this is a mystery topic, so we really have no idea what our topic is going to be today. We're going to go in here and pick a topic, and also I did mention that I am going to remove all the topics that we have done so we're not getting repeated messages. So yeah, these are all topics that have not been done yet, so we will go ahead and see what group 5's reading is all about. I'm going to set that down for a second. Okay, so first I want to go in with this Astro dice that I have, and let's get any specific messages here for group number 5. Anything for group 5? Ooh, we have Scorpio with the 8th house. That's crazy, because Scorpio is the 8th house. Scorpio and Pluto rule the 8th house. Okay, that's interesting. And then we have, what is this, Jupiter? Huh. there seems to be some kind of a transformative period going on in your life, or it will happen very soon if it hasn't happened already. Because with Scorpio in the 8th house, that's the exact same message about some kind of a death and a rebirth, some kind of a huge, something is falling apart, but something else is coming together, or a huge transformative period, a huge spiritual awakening, a spiritual transformation, a dark night of the soul. It just feels like there's some kind of a huge transformation that is about to happen or is currently happening for group number 5. Some really big shifts, really big changes in your life. And it's interesting that we have Jupiter. Sagittarius could be significant because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but Jupiter is all about expansion. It really feels like out with the old, in with the new, because Jupiter is a very luxurious energy. It's all about expansion, but it can be very luxurious, and there could be a lot of abundance coming in with Jupiter. So it really feels like you're like, it feels like decluttering, like you're getting rid of things, which is that, something is falling apart, and you're kind of like getting rid of that, you're healing, you're moving past something. So now you're like really turning into the most abundant version of yourself, or you're becoming the most abundant version of yourself. It really feels like out with the old, in with the new. And it's like the best is yet to come. I don't know why I'm hearing that as well, because maybe for some of you, it's because this is tough. This is not an easy energy for Scorpio or the 8th house. That is a very deep, dark energy, especially it's like a purging kind of a spiritual energy here. So it really feels like you're about to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or the best is yet to come. But you will get here only when you go through the transformation. I feel like you can't skip the transformation, you can't avoid it. And in order to get to the life that you want to live, I feel like you have to go through this transformation. For some of you, maybe you already have, and this is confirmation that you are on the path to living the life of your dreams, or to kind of just like building what you want in this world. But it feels like you have to go through this first. So if you already have gone through this massive transformation, then Spirit is, giving you the confirmation that you are on the right path to abundance, whatever that abundance looks like for you. It could be physical abundance, it could be mental, spiritual, emotional abundance. That's going to differ per person, but they're saying if you've already gone through this, or if you're going through this, you are on the right path. And for some of you, Spirit is saying in order to get to this, you have to go through this. You can't avoid it, because maybe some of you are avoiding some kind of a transformative change in your life, especially spiritually. So that's interesting. Okay. Oh, I moved it to Sagittarius. There we go. Jupiter. Or no, not Sagittarius. I moved that to Mars? I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Oh wait, it's this one. What is going on? This dice, guys, I'm not used to using these dice. There we go. That's Jupiter. Okay. So now let's go into the bowl here, and let's get a mystery topic for group 5. Oh, you got 2. Ooh, your current love life. Okay. Guess we'll do a little bit of both here since we got 2. And what do you need to prioritize? Oh, that's interesting, because we were just saying for some of you, maybe you're avoiding that transformative energy. You're avoiding healing, or you're avoiding some change. You could be scared of change, which is okay. That is normal. Okay, first, let's get into it. And let's see your current love life, since that is what I flipped over first. So for group number 5's mystery topic, let's see what's going on with group 5's current love life. We'll do like 2 mini readings since we have 2 topics. What is going on with group 5's current love life? What is going on with group 5's current love life? What do you want to talk to group 5 about? We have the 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, so that came out together. Group 5's current love life. have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Group 5's current love life. We have the Two of Wands. Oh, I'm so sorry about that glare. I can't avoid that glare today. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. Oh, this one flew up. Oh, there's that Tower moment. How interesting that like your energy is talking about some kind of a, something is falling apart. There is some end. There's some kind of a death energy that is coming in, but there is a rebirth. You are rebuilding. You're rising from the ashes. So that's very interesting that we were talking about that kind of an energy, and then we see the Tower. Let's clarify the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups here. I think this makes more sense upright. We have the Six of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. That's really nice. Okay, let's clarify the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Oh my gosh, so many cards are popping out. We have the Three of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Two of Wands. The Page of Wands. And let's clarify the Tower. Judgment. Okay, it feels like something in your life, I'm not in your life, in your love life was unavoidable, because we see the Tower and we see Judgment. So like this is really showing that you couldn't avoid something. Something was inevitably going to fall apart. And I think the longer that you try to hold it together or like glue this Tower together, like, you know what I mean? The longer you try to keep it from falling apart, I think the worse the situation got. And I think at some point you just had to give in and just let go, because with Judgment, it's an energy of surrendering. Like you're like, I'm done. I don't have any fight left in me. I'm done. I'm not going to resist the change that is coming into my life. So it feels like there was something in your love life that fell apart, and you tried to hold it together. You tried to like make it work, but it eventually just fell apart. But I think you have found peace now that the situation has fallen apart and you're not like resisting it. I think it actually feels like a huge burden has been taken off of your back. And I think you're in a much better place mentally because the situation ended, because it was just such a painful or just like a downright like bad situation. You know what I mean? So I love this because it feels like now this is that Jupiter energy. This is that abundance that you are stepping into because you allowed something to leave your life. Because you were holding on to something that wasn't really meant for you in your love life. And now we see Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Ace of Cups, and then Nine of Pentacles, which is really talking about your own independence, your own happiness, you know. And I love that the Six of Swords is here after we see the Tower and Judgment, because it's showing me that you are healing and you are moving forward to a more peaceful time in your life, and you're having like a peaceful transition from one situation to the next. This also reminded me of the Hermit because of the way she's wearing this cloak. So even that makes me think that you know, you had to go through that transformation of something leaving your life in order for you to really heal and have that introspective energy within yourself to become the better version of yourself. And I think that's really what happened, is like, I see like a perspective shift. I feel like when this relationship or connection or whatever this is, when this eventually walked out or left your life, you had a perspective shift. And I think now you're focusing on yourself. And I love that part of your reading is, what do you need to prioritize? Because I really see that like you're prioritizing your happiness, you're prioritizing yourself, and that's leading you to the life you're meant to be living. And I feel like for some of you, or for everybody, like this had to end in order for you to realize your potential, in order for you to realize your self-worth, and to realize where you are trying to go in life. So it really feels like what I was saying, it's like you couldn't have got to that Jupiter, that abundant, expansive energy, until you went through this, or until this left your life. And I love this. I love the Two of Wands and the Page of Wands, because it does feel like it's like open new doors. You know, now you're realizing there's a whole world in front of you. There's so many opportunities. There's so many people. There's so many things you can do. There's so many ways to have fun and find happiness in life. And it just feels like you were like the door was closed. You were in like this box and you didn't have a way out with some kind of a situation in your life or in your love life. And then you realize, like, when that fell apart, you realize, oh my God, like there's a whole world out here. And I feel like you're gaining that optimism again. You're gaining that spark back. You're gaining that excitement back in your life. And I love it. I really do. I see like there's many opportunities that are coming up, or many options that are coming up. And I just sense it's like much more than you had before. Even if it's like little things, little options, little choices, you know what I mean? I feel like maybe at some point you were very restricted, you were very held back. So now even like the little things make you so happy, because you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't get to experience this before, or I haven't experienced this in a very long time. I just feel like I don't know why the word fight is coming to me. It just feels like you have no fight left. You've like surrendered, like you've absolutely like put down the weapon or whatever, like you put down whatever it is, and you're just like, I'm not fighting anymore, I'm not resisting anymore. And I think that's like the main reason things are flowing much better in your life, and things are like actually falling into place, because it feels like a barrier. It feels like you were building this brick wall, and you eventually just let that wall fall over, and now like things are finally flowing in the way that they need to. I see a lot of independence right now. So I feel like, again, whatever could have happened in your love life, it is leading you to this newfound independence, this newfound stability, this strength that you never knew that you had. And also like the vision. You never had this vision before, or like you never prioritized yourself like this before. You've never thought about your future like this before. It feels like for the first time in a long time, you have the ability to like really prioritize yourself, your future, your career, your independence. Does that make sense? But I love it. I feel like, and this is in like stages, right? Like some of you could just be going through the thing that's falling apart. Some of you could already be in this abundance and in this newfound stability. Some of you could be in between. But I think Spirit is essentially saying, like I was saying with the dice, you have to go through the tower. You have to go through this in order for you to get to that 9 of Pentacles and that 6 of Swords transition. Like you cannot just jump here and have this newfound security within yourself and this newfound independence. You can't just jump stages. You have to go through the whole thing. And I think for some of you, maybe you're avoiding it, maybe you're scared of it, but Spirit is saying if you want to get to that end goal, you have to go through the healing and the transformative stages. So let's see, what does Group 5 need to prioritize? What does Group 5 need to prioritize? Oh, I love that. So it's the Queen of Wands in the reverse. What you need to prioritize, I mean, obviously it's yourself, and that's what we've been talking about, but it's also the way you view yourself. It's the way that you view yourself. And how do I say this? It's like you need to prioritize having a perspective shift, because okay, so there's this quote from Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's a really old book, but in the book he says you accept the love you think you deserve, which is so true, because in this life we accept anything that we think we deserve. And what we think we deserve, that stems from our own view of ourselves. So if we have a very low image of ourselves, and if we have like just zero self-esteem, we have no confidence, we are viewing ourselves in a very low energy, then that's what we think we deserve in the world. That's the relationships we think we deserve. That's the friendships, the connections, the career, the lifestyle that we think we deserve. It will always reflect the way you view yourself. And I feel like for Group 5, your perspective shift needs to happen within how you view yourself, because it's like a domino effect. Because when you realize that you are beautiful, you are confident, you are this amazing being here on earth, when you start to realize all of these qualities about yourself, it changes the way you think about yourself, which then changes everything around you. Then you're realizing, wait a second, I deserve better than that. I deserve better than how this person is treating me. I deserve better than this relationship. I deserve better than this career, this lifestyle. You know what I mean? And I think it all really stems from how you view yourself and how you love yourself. And I think that's what you need to prioritize, is just that little thing on little day-to-day things on how you view yourself, because over time that will build into something much larger, which will actually have like many domino effects to other aspects of your life. But I really feel like you need to change how you view yourself. What does group 5 need to prioritize? We have the Hierophant. There's that 6 of Pentacles again. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands here. Nine of Cups. That makes a lot of sense. Hold on. That makes a lot of sense, because we were just saying that you need to change how you view yourself, and that has a domino effect on everything else in your life. And with the Nine of Cups, so in traditional tarot, the Nine of Cups usually has one person on that card. And then the 10 of Cups, which comes right after the 9, has 2 people on the card. So I always view the 9 of Cups as a more independent energy. Like, this is me bringing happiness and fulfillment within my own life to my own life. Like, I'm doing this on my own. But then the 10 of Cups shifts to emotional fulfillment within some kind of a connection or a relationship. You know, that's how I read it, because it's always like 2 people on that 10 of Cups. It always kind of revolves around a romantic situation. And I feel like here, what you need to prioritize, group 5, is to bring emotional fulfillment to yourself in your own life, and stop seeking it from other people or relationships or external things. Because at the end of the day, if you yourself are not happy, if you yourself are, you know, you're like seeking that validation and that happiness and all of that, if you're seeking that from somebody else, then you'll never find it. You will truly never find it, because it needs to come from you in the first place for you to be where you want to be. And then if somebody comes along and that person loves you too, then that's just like a cherry on top. But you shouldn't be depending on somebody else to make you feel loved, to make you feel happy, or to give you that emotional fulfillment. It has to come within you first, or else you will be looking for it forever and you will not find it, because that's just not how it works. And I think that's why this really, like, there's like this root core of like, it really stems down to how you view yourself, how you love yourself, and how much emotional satisfaction or emotional fulfillment you are giving yourself in the first place. Because then everything kind of stems out of that. But if we don't have that, and we're seeking that from somebody else or other things, or maybe substances, maybe drugs or whatever, like whether it's a person, whether it's a thing, whether it's toxic activities, it's like whenever we're searching for that emotional fulfillment from somebody else, we're never going to be whole. We'll never be complete. There's always that gaping like hole within us that we're trying to fill from somebody else. But Spirit is saying that hole is to be filled within yourself, by yourself. And I think that's something you have to have, that perspective shift, and realize you need to prioritize giving yourself emotional fulfillment first before you try to seek something from somebody else. You know what I mean? I hope that's making sense with how I'm feeling it. Let's clarify the Hierophant, please. Let's clarify the Hierophant on what do you need to prioritize. And especially since, you know, the message of your love life came up, it's very possible that like you are always seeking emotional fulfillment from a relationship or from some external thing or an external person. And maybe that's why you're having a hard time finding loving, nurturing relationships, and relationships are kind of falling apart because that foundation within yourself is not there for you to build something else on top of that with somebody else. You know what I mean? So I feel like a huge message for group 5 is to like stop seeking all of these things that you're seeking from other people and then from relationships. Stop seeking that from the external and start seeking it from yourself. Eight of Pentacles. Hanged Man in the reverse. And let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles, please. The Fool. Oh, I love that. All of this is a very similar energy. I feel like a chunk of these cards are kind of telling me the same thing. With the Hierophant and the Eight of Pentacles here, again, there's a need for you to prioritize your own stability, your own foundation, because you can't build anything when you don't have a foundation to start off with. And that foundation is yourself. It's your own happiness, your own well-being, your own independence. And then you can build a healthy relationship on top of that. But if you don't have any of that and you're trying to build a healthy relationship or healthy connections or even a healthy lifestyle on top of that, it's just not going to work and it is going to fall apart. And I think with the Hierophant and the Eight of Pentacles, there's a need for you to build that stability within yourself. And I also think with the Hierophant, Spirit is asking you to like have more faith in the universe about your life. And maybe it's not the universe, like any higher power that you believe in, if it's a religion, if it's, you know, God, if it's your angels, if it's spirit guides, if it's the universe, like to each their own on what your higher power is. But there's a message that you need to have more faith within some kind of a higher power. I feel like maybe life has made you kind of bitter or things have made you kind of cold towards some kind of a higher power, but they're saying that like they really want you to develop some kind of relationship with your higher power and have more faith. I love that the Hanged Man is here, because again, this is all about the perspective shift. You really need to go through like an introspective moment when it comes to your life and really figure out the root cause of certain things so you can heal those things. And that's the only way that you're going to find balance within your life. And I love that the Knight of Pentacles is here, because when I first saw this card, I heard slow and steady wins the race. Because this is not a rush. We are not in a rush. This is not a sprint. You know, it's a marathon. It's not, we're not trying to do something overnight. And the Knight of Pentacles is very slow. It's very slow to like go from one thing to the next, but that's kind of what Spirit wants you to do, is really like take your time when it comes to your healing. You don't need to rush this. And I love that the Fool is here, because it's showing you that's the only way. Like I said in the very beginning with the dice, this transformative period is the only way you can have a new beginning in your life. You can start over. You can have a clean slate to start on. You can have the life that you want, but you have to, it's feeling like you have to like go through something and then you have to like bury it and you have to get rid of it, right? Like we can't just jump into something else when that previous energy is alive and living. We have to completely get rid of it and put it away to where that is the past and that chapter is done and it's never coming up again. And that's the only way we can have a new chapter. Let's get some advice here for group number 5. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. That's literally what I'm saying. But they said it in a much nicer way. But yes, that is perfect for what I was trying to say to you. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Woman warrior. or warrior woman, my bad. Have you answered your deepest calling? Nice. Okay, group number 5. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading, you guys. I hope it made sense. You know, it is kind of early in the day when I'm reading this reading. I had to split this up into 2 sessions because I couldn't do everything in one day, and I'm like kind of waking up, but I'm awake now. So I hope I was able to explain things. I hope you were able to understand what I'm saying. Thank you so much for being here. If you want a private reading, go ahead and email me. My email is in the description below, and I do have a Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. You can go ahead and check it out. Patreon, it's linked in the description below, or you can just buy like individual readings if you feel drawn to something. But thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose the Neoteric Feminine Tarot with the 10 of Cups and this lemon green onyx, this is your group. Hello, group number 6. Oh my gosh, I never say that. Literally, I never go up to group 6. I never say that. So it's very interesting that we have a group 6 today. I'm so happy to be here with you. So like I mentioned in the intro, this is a mystery topic. We're going to go into our handy dandy bowl. We're kind of down to just a few, but there's still enough for us to get a topic out of here. So we're just going to see, you know, what spirit wants to talk to you about today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So actually, before we get into it, I have these dice. So I want to get a specific message for group 6 from the dice. Group 6 that chose this 10 of Cups. Oh, 12th house. Okay. Let's see, group 6 that chose this. Oh my God. Okay, these are just falling. Whoa, that's crazy. I did not even mean to do that on purpose. I set this down and it was on Cancer. I didn't realize it because this one fell on the ground, and then it was the moon that it fell on, which Cancer is the moon. So that's really crazy. And then we have the 12th house, which is a very, very subconscious kind of an energy. Huh. Your intuition could be heightened around this time, or just in life. I feel like either if it's like a temporary thing, or if you're a very intuitive person in general, I feel like your intuition is like off the charts with Cancer and the moon. There's also this level of like unknown, because the 12th house, it's all about our subconscious, and there's a lot that we don't know about it. Especially like as a human being, you know, like we see what we see as a human. We don't really see a lot of what's going on in our subconscious or in the 5D or energetically. You know, that's something we have to like chip away at over time. But it feels like you're in some kind of like an unknown period in your life, and you have to really follow the signs and synchronicities that the universe is giving you. 222 on the time as I'm saying that, which is so interesting. Because it just feels like for this group, like they're giving you like one clue at a time, or just like little hints at a time, but they're not showing you the whole picture. And I feel like the universe is really asking you to trust them on what it is that they're taking you to, or what is happening in your life. For some reason, they don't want to show you the whole picture right now. And I feel like the unknown can be scary, because the 12th house, especially being about like the subconscious, it feels like you could be somebody who needs to have a plan, or you need to like know exactly what you're doing next. You need to like, you just like, that's how you feel secure and how you feel safe, is when you like can see what's happening, when you know what's happening. But it's almost like there is a fear that I'm sensing, because you're in some kind of an unknown. You can't really control it. It almost feels kind of dark, like you're in the dark about something, or you're in the dark about where your life is going or what's happening next. And the universe is really wanting you to trust them right now. Your emotions could be heightened as well. Also, your rising sign could be significant, because the 12th house is making me think of the first house, because it's right there on that chart. And that's also making me think of your rising sign. Some of you could have Cancer in the 12th house. You could be a Cancer moon. You could be Cancer sun. Huh. Interesting. It feels like you're in some kind of an unknown. For some of you, you're in some kind of an unknown. And the universe is really asking you to trust them right now. Very interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and get our mystery topic for group number 6. You know, for the other ones, it was easier to kind of have a card fall out, but now that we only have a few, oh, we got 2. I'm like, do I take both of them? Okay, let's take that one. Oh my gosh. Okay, the person on your mind. So clearly Spirit wants to say something about the person on your mind. Maybe that's why. Wait a second, did we do a person on your mind for another group? Did I write that in there twice? Hold on, what? Okay, I don't know, I'll keep it. But I almost feel like we did something like that yesterday, because I'm breaking this up into 2 days. I don't know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And what I was going to say is, it's interesting you chose the 10 of Cups, because that is a card of, you know, happiness, harmony within a relationship, within a connection. And now we have the person on your mind. So this could definitely be a love reading, which also makes sense because Cancer is a very loving and nurturing energy. Maybe you're kind of in the dark about a relationship right now, and you don't exactly know where the relationship is headed. Or there is like some, especially with the subconscious, there could be some kind of like a soulmate energy you're picking up on if you don't know who they are. And the universe is just giving you like little signs and little clues here and there, but they're not revealing the bigger picture right now. It just feels like something about, I guess, either the person on your mind or in your love life, there's some kind of an unknown happening. And you are being asked to trust the situation. So let's see, for group 6, the person on their mind. For group 6, the person on their mind. Whoa, that's crazy. We have the 2 of Wands, but then the Chariot in the reverse, which is so interesting because the 2 of Wands is an energy of like a forward moving energy, but then the Chariot is also forward moving energy, but it's in the reverse. So it's interesting because the 2 of Wands is something that's moving forward, but the Chariot is stopped. Keywords, it says planning, first steps, making decisions, leaving comfort, taking risks. And then the Chariot in the reverse says force, directionless, lacking control, powerless, aggression, obstructed. It's, oh, interesting. It's like you're trying to see. That kind of makes sense about being in the dark, because it's like you're trying to make your next move. You're trying to see what's happening next, or like understand what's happening next, what to do next, where to go next. It's like you're ready to take some kind of, you're ready to take the next step towards something, but there's these blockages or redirections, or Spirit is not showing you the whole picture. So it's like you're ready, and maybe that's where there's a slight like frustration that's coming in, because you're ready for this relationship, you're ready for this person, you're ready for something here regarding this connection, whether you know them or you don't know them. It's like you're ready, but Spirit is not allowing you to move forward on your pace, because again, there's like a much broader picture of what's happening, and there's definitely some kind of like divine timing going on and divine intervention, and it almost feels like you are ready, because this is Aries. This is a very fast-paced energy of like, I'm ready for the next step, I'm ready to meet my soulmate, I'm ready for my partner, I'm ready for this person on my mind. Like, you're ready for it, but the universe is blocking you or redirecting you or saying, hold on a second, like we can't let you have it right now. That's interesting. But what's even more interesting is like, but they're sending you signs and synchronicities. You know, there's so much intuitive messages going on that like, yeah, like you have your soulmate, or this person is important to you, or whatever, right? Like, you're getting all these messages. It feels like mixed signals, because it feels like the universe is showing you certain things about this person or about a person, but then they're not letting it happen in the 3D. So then you're like, well, what the heck's going on? Okay. Let's see, group 6, the person on your mind. Or, I mean, or this could just be you're ready to take the next step with someone, but there's a blockage in your life about this, or in the connection. There's like something holding you back. The person on group 6 is 9. Let's see what's going on with this, please. Yeah, Spirit is asking you to stay patient with Temperance here. We have Aries, we have Cancer actually again, and then we have Sagittarius here. They're really like asking you to stay patient about something to do with this connection, but I feel like you don't want to stay patient, or you want it quicker than they are giving it to you. Or like you're ready for it, but they're making you wait. We have the Sun. Oh, that's sweet. Here, let's move all this over. Let's clarify the, oh, wow, Two of Wands being clarified by the Two of Swords in the reverse. Huh. Yeah, I think you are ready for something with this person, or with a person that's on your mind. You are ready for some kind of a next step with them, but the universe is literally holding you in your tracks and saying not yet, which is frustrating. Let's see, let's clarify the Chariot in the reverse. Three of Swords. Interesting. Let's clarify Temperance. The High Priestess. Wow, two very intuitive cards clarifying each other. And look at that, the unconscious. That's interesting because I was literally talking about the subconscious like crazy. Let's clarify the Sun. The Star. Huh, Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. The Chariot in the reverse and Three of Swords. I feel like something is causing you to be anxious, or something is causing you to be sad. Something is like heavy. Excuse me. Something is like weighing heavy on you. And I think it's the lack of progress, or it's the lack of speed that you are asking for, or that you are seeking, or yeah, lack of progress, lack of forward movement. I think what's so interesting is we have so many major arcana. We have literally 5 major arcana cards here. And we were talking about this very psychic energy that's going on with this group. And I feel like the universe is asking you to trust them so much. And it's like you are seeking answers. You are ready for something. You're waiting for something. It's like you see all the signs and synchronicities, but you're just like, well, how much longer do I have to wait? How long is this going to take? Like, I'm ready for this next step, but there's a blockage or something's happening. And I think there's a lot of frustration. But it's so interesting because the universe really wants you to trust them. It's like they're not even giving me all the answers. They're literally just saying to me, like, Group 6 needs to just continue living their life. Group 6 needs to continue to find happiness and feel hopeful. It just continue to feel hopeful and continue to know that like something is going to happen, but we cannot share the whole picture right now. It's like they want you to know something is going to happen, or things are going to get better, or things are going to change, or there will be forward movement with the person that's on your mind, but they don't want you to know the whole picture right now for some reason. Some of you could be in a full-on separation with this person, because I can also view this energy as like you are in a full-on breakup or separation, no contact with this person. And Spirit is saying there's a reason for the separation between the two of you, so you can kind of find balance and find peace and happiness and hope within yourself, connect deeper to your spirituality, understand your next steps. Because I can definitely read this as like you are meant to kind of do your own thing right now for some of you. So if you're in a breakup, it feels like you are meant to heal and kind of live your own life for a little bit, do your own thing for a little bit, learn about yourself for a little bit, But if you are in some kind of like a not a breakup situation, then Spirit is saying you will get to this person on your mind, or you will get to this end goal, but you need to just like stay patient. But I do sense that if you're going through a breakup, then I don't know if you would get back together with this person. Or at least not now. At least, like, if you're in a separation, I think there's a lot of healing and work to be done within yourself first. And then maybe if you would like, you know, this person would come back around in the future, or you can come back around, like something like that. But it just feels like there is a blockage right now between you and a person. If you are going through a breakup or a separation, you need to spend time alone. But if you are not going through a breakup or a separation, or if you have been broken up for a while, or there is separation for a while, or if you're just kind of like with this person but it's not moving as fast as you wanted to, or there's just some obstacles, I feel like for this message, like, it could really be so many different underlining messages. But if it's not like a really sad, crazy breakup and you're just kind of in a limbo with somebody, then I think Spirit is asking you to have faith and to just stay patient and to listen to your intuition, and that the signs and synchronicities are taking you somewhere. They are pointing to something, but they just can't reveal the full picture to you right now. And I also think in the meantime, you know, whether you're in a breakup or not, I think there's the need to prioritize yourself, focus on yourself, heal, find happiness within yourself. Don't pour all of your time and effort into this connection. Don't get tunnel visioned. You know, no matter what the situation is, it's like, don't get tunnel visioned on this, because there's a whole life happening around you. You know, your life is just going to be passing you by if you're just tunnel visioned on a person, or on the lack of progress with something, or what somebody did to you, or heartbreak. You know, Spirit is saying, like, stop and smell the roses, like, enjoy the life that is happening around you, because if you get tunnel visioned, you're just going to miss it, because clearly, like, this is at some kind of a standstill. No matter what's happening, this situation is not moving forward right now. So they want you to like focus on other things, you know, broaden your horizons a little bit. I hope that makes sense. Let's see, anything else here for group 6 about the person on your mind? I'll take both of them. We have the Four of Wands and we have the Tower. Interesting. A lot of cards falling. I just saw the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, we have the Knight of Cups. Let's clarify the Four of Wands here. The Magician. Let's clarify the Tower. Queen of Swords. And let's clarify the Knight of Cups. Seven of Wands in the reverse. There's this message of stop chasing something, especially if you're kind of in a limbo, or, you know, things are not moving as fast as you wanted to, or like whatever's going on. I do feel like for this energy, especially since you're in kind of an unknown and you don't know what's happening, you're getting tunnel visioned. And I think Spirit is saying, you know, things will happen when they happen for this situation, or for whatever's happening. It'll happen in its own time. Don't get so tunnel visioned by it. Because I think when you get tunnel visioned, then we get into a more anxious and chaotic energy. Then we try to start controlling things, and then like everything just gets chaotic. With the Four of Wands and the Magician here, Spirit is reminding you that you are in control of your own life. I mean, we can sit around and just wait for something to happen, or we can go live our life. We can go do something with our time. If you are going through a breakup, there's a need for you to find your personal power again. There's a need for you to take control of your life again. There's also a need for you to surround yourself with like-minded people. Whether you're going through a breakup or not, I think that it's like you're putting too much time and effort into this person or into this situation right now. And they're saying you are such a beautiful, unique individual. You're so talented. You have so much going for you. So let's go and like go pursue something. You know what I mean? But I do think there's a need for you to take your power back from the situation and to just kind of live your life again. And if things are changing, things are shifting, if something is happening, don't try to control it. Just let it flow. Let it happen. Let it happen naturally. And I think the longer that we are trying to control something, the more chaotic it's going to get. So if you want a more peaceful transition, you just need to allow things to just happen the way they are naturally meant to happen. And again, if you do feel like you're in the dark about something, that's okay. We will get one step at a time. We don't have to know the whole picture right now. Just have faith that these clues or these signs are taking you somewhere. They are leading you to something. Even if you don't see it today or tomorrow, it is taking you somewhere. Your intuition is guiding you somewhere. And I think overall there's an energy to have faith with your higher power or with the universe or whoever it is. Have faith that something is working in your favor. Okay, let me get some advice here for group number 6. Oh, I just said this. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. For some of you, yeah, interesting. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And then we have inner temple with devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Okay, group number 6. I can't believe it's group 6, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. But if you're interested in a private reading, my email is in the description below. You can go ahead and email me. We can figure something out. And if you are interested in exclusive content, I have a Patreon where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. So if that's something you want to be a part of, the link is in the description below. And you could also purchase individual readings over there too if you're not interested in the subscription. So that's okay as well. You can go ahead and check it out. But yes, thank you so much for being here, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.